Hi, first graders. How are you? I am so excited because we actually only have 4 animals left in the Carnival of the Animals. So we are getting there. I hope you've been having fun doing all of your animal dances, and you guys have been sending me a lot of you guys doing your dances or your coloring sheets, so definitely keep it up. Today, of course, we're going to go to our next animal in the Carnival of the Animals. So let's get ready. We need to be in listening position, of course. Listening is really great. Cross your legs and sit up straight. Place your hands under your chin. Elbows on your desk. Now let's begin. Now we'll listen with our ears. Tell me, what sounds do you hear? Here we go. Let's listen. And we always want to know if it's high or low, loud or soft, fast or slow, and what instruments we hear. And hopefully we'll be able to guess the animal. Just a little clue, a little hint. This animal is very kind of goes hand in hand with last week's animal. So if you did last week's animal with us, the week before the talent show, of course, if you did last week's animal, maybe you'll get a little hint, okay? So let's get into listening position and let's do it. Okay, so what instruments did we hear? We, of course, heard the piano, right? And this time we also heard... You guys know what that's called? That is a flute sound. And a flute is a very popular instrument for making this type of animal sounds in either movies or cartoons or television shows. If you've heard a bird, you've probably heard this instrument. So high or low? It almost sounds like a whistle, right? High or low? Let's do it. Yeah, this one's nice and high. Those are high notes. Loud or soft? Yeah, even though it's like a light kind of sound, it's actually kind of loud. And if I heard a whole bunch of them, they might even kind of wake me up really early on maybe at like around 6 o'clock in the morning right outside my window. So a couple of them singing really loud, they're loud. Fast or slow? What do you think? Yeah, it's almost fast. Did you guys guess it? I hope I gave you enough clues, right? A bunch of them together is definitely pretty loud. They're definitely high. These are high animals, as in high in the sky. What do you guys think? Yeah, this is the birds. And it says the birds play a high, fast melody. Hey, we just said that, right? A high, fast melody. As the birds flutter their wings and fly up and down, backward and forward. The music is light and bouncy. The violins hover around one note in the background, like the birds kind of hovering in the air. Hovering is kind of when the birds they're not flying up, they're not flying down, they're just kind of in the middle, okay? Not really flapping their wings, they're just hovering. Can you hear the chirps and trills played by the pianos? They are the sounds of the birds calling to each other across the treetops. The music goes higher and higher at the end of the piece. What do you think is happening? Well, think about it. What do you think is happening when the birds, they might be, yeah, they might be flying away. They might be going back to their trees or their nests, right? But that's probably what's happening. Remember, there's no real wrong or right because this is the story that we are telling ourselves through the music. Now, last week we talked about the cuckoo bird. Cuckoo, cuckoo. So that's just one type of bird. These birds are a little bit more fluttery types of birds. And we have a really special kind of movement for you. You guys are going to be birds. Do you remember when we did the aquarium? We basically imagined that our entire house, our entire classroom was the ocean, right? And we swam and we felt the sun on our face. Well, the birds are not in the ocean. They're in the what? They're in the sky, right? So I want you once again to use your space wherever you are as best as you can. So if that means you're doing it on your bed, with permission, of course, if that means you're walking around the house, you're walking around your bedroom or your living room, and you're fluttering your wings, I want you to pretend you could feel what it's like to be a bird. Okay, you can, lots of different ways, right? You can flutter, you can flap your wings, you can hover from one side to the other. That's that word hover again, right? So there's lots of different ways that you can fly. The only thing you can't do is you can't go backwards. Birds actually don't fly backwards. Did you know that? Yeah, it's not really something they can do. They can turn around and then fly where they came from, but they can't really fly backwards. So wherever you're going in one direction. Okay, so explore the space you're in, flap those wings, and let me see what you guys got. Remember, you could always send a video to me, okay? So here's our song. Just gonna flap around, move around. So right now I'm fluttering, and I'm just flapping my hands back and forth. Maybe like a hummingbird, mockingbird. And now I'm gonna kind of flap a little bit bigger, right? Maybe more like an eagle, right? Or a hawk. Maybe a bigger bird. Let's hover. Just flap again. And flap my wings. And hover. Get a good arm exercise this way. Any way you want, remember, this is your dance, this is your movement. Nice job, boys and girls. Okay, so for this week, so I basically said to go over all of the animals in the Carnival of the Animals. So if you've missed one and you're just kind of getting into the swing of things with remote learning and you've missed one, everything is on my website, okay? Everything is there. It's also on the PS81 website. When I post an assignment, I always refer you to my website instead of posting it all over the place because I think it gets too confusing. So I just try to keep everything on my website or the school website. Of course, color the next page of your book, which is the birds. There is a link to it also on my website if you don't have it. And if you don't have a printer, that's okay too. You can just draw. Draw me a picture of a couple of birds. Send it to me. I'd love to see your art. You could also send a picture or a video rather of you dancing to the birds song or the birds dance, okay? This assignment is due on May 18th, so I can check you off and give you some credit for it. Thank you so much for being birds with me today. I'm sorry I don't have a video for you today. The videos on YouTube were causing a little bit of a problem for me. So this week I actually don't have one that kind of tells you a little bit about birds, but I think I told you a couple of little fun facts, right? Birds that don't fly, they waddle. Those are penguins, right? Do turkeys fly? Yeah, they do, but they have big bodies, right? So it's a little harder for them to get up off the ground. Birds don't have fur or hair like we do. They have what? They have feathers, right? Yeah. See, I could tell you a little bit. We don't need a YouTube video for that, okay? But if you are interested, of course, always with your parents' permission, you can always look up your own videos and get some facts, okay? All right, guys, have a fantastic week. I'll see you next time. Bye.